we may be a little closer to a global firearm registry than one might think. A few years back, the United Nations began drafting what's referred to as the Conventional Arms Transfer Policy, which ultimately would track all weapons in the world, including small arms. Now, at the time, the United States had wanted nothing to do with that, but more recently, it looks like the United States might be on board. Now, ultimately, what this does is it tracks large weapons throughout the world. So as the U.S. sells missiles, or if that other country over there sells bombs, it can track them and keep track of where they are. But it is also intended to keep track of small arms as well. So ultimately, in this global gun registry, every small arm sold to the United States or imported into the United States under this Conventional Arms Transfer Policy would be tracked and registered. In other words, if you buy any foreign firearm, if this goes into effect, it will be tracked and it will be registered by the United Nations, and it will be followed everywhere that gun goes. The UN will be aware of it. This is not a pretty thing, folks. This is exactly the opposite of what the Second Amendment was intended to. A global gun registry is extremely dangerous and puts a lot of power into foreign entities, meaning there's a lot of foreign entities and other countries that would be able to say and determine who has firearms in the United States. And if you have firearms in the United States, there's other countries that will know about it. So if there's ever a foreign adversary that takes over the United States, they would absolutely be very informed with who has guns and who does not have guns, thanks to the US of A letting them in on that in this Global Arms Registry. Really not a pretty thing. This thing should be public in the next few days. You should be able to see this drafted document. And if the United States joins in on it, we have some big problems, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a pretty thing, and it's going way under the radar. A lot of people are not aware of it, but we're here to make sure that you're aware of it, to make sure that we do all we can, including reaching out to our representatives to make sure that we want nothing to do with this global registry. Now, if you want my opinion, I don't think anything will ever come of this, but the fact that people are trying to do it, and then the fact that leaders of the United States are willing to sign in on this, in my opinion, is pretty darn creepy. Love to hear your thoughts on all this. Feels pretty biblical to me. Put them in the comments below. If you like this video, click like and subscribe. If you feel called to support this channel on Patreon, that link is also below. But the most important part of this channel is we take prayer requests, so never hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.